All right, we're live. Greetings, beautiful ones. So you know Facebook has to build an audience. So if you're watching this as a replay, just go ahead and fast forward about 3 minutes. That's the way this works. We give Facebook time to build the audience, about 3 minutes. So if you're watching this as a replay, just go ahead and fast forward and we will be back in 3 minutes. See you. And I just realized there's a necklace that I want to wear, so I'll be back with my necklace. About 1 more minute. Welcome. We start about 3 minutes in since Facebook needs to build an audience. So if you're here, feel welcome to introduce yourself. I'd love to know who's here. I have a little candle that I want to light. I just decided that I want to light this baby. So who's here? Would anyone like to introduce themselves and say hi to me? It's 6:03, so we're going to start now. So if you're here for the very first time, just know that I am here with the Opulent Life Radio Show. I'm Naima Singletary. I am here every single Monday, same time, same place. And the way Facebook Live works is they build an audience. And that takes time, meaning they announce that I'm going to be here. And that takes time. And so to give people time to be here live, I ask that folks fast forward by 3 minutes so they don't have to just sit here and wait for me to arrive. So just know that if you plan to return here every single Monday, 12 p.m. Eastern, which is 5 p.m. UK time. So you're in the right place if you are here for the topic of you are not making money as a coach because you're afraid to make money. Now, yes, there are other reasons why folks don't make money as a coach, but this particular one is prevalent right now in my business with my clients. And it's naturally, whatever it is that you have experienced as a coach, you are going to attract people who have experienced the same thing. And so it's a thing right now. And there's so much I can talk about. I'm going to talk about this in today's radio show, and I'm going to be talking about it more inside of the private Opulent Living group on Facebook for this entire week. Actually, what's happening is for the month of February, we're going to have themes each week. So this week, the theme is about money breakthroughs. Money breakthroughs, money breakthroughs, money breakthroughs, money breakthroughs. That's this week. Next week is all about living your dream in Paris. If you have had a dream to live in Paris, or even to visit Paris, you're going to want to be present for next week. Not only for next week's radio show, but you're going to want to join the Opulent Living group on Facebook if you have not already. It's a private Facebook group. Go to Facebook, search for Opulent Living with Naima Singletary, and we'll be happy to welcome you into the group. Because in that group, each week I'm going to be sharing more about the themes and how you can get more so that you can get more as it relates to that topic. So this week, and right now, today's Opulent Living show is all about money breakthrough and this topic of being afraid to make money, even though you're saying you want to make money. Now, okay, so I'm gonna go with this now. So I think it might sound backwards to you. Like, what do you mean I'm not making money because I'm afraid to make money? If I want to make money, I want to make money. Because logically, that's the way it works, right? I want to make money. Let's rock and roll. Let's make this money thing work. And so what I have experienced, it's happening right now in my business, is I have a client who perhaps she's been a coach for some years, but she's never made any real money, or even a short time, hasn't made any real money. And so we immediately get her into money generating activities, because you make money by engaging in money generating activities, right? It's just like, what do I do? That's what everyone thinks. Like, what do I do to go make money? And so what do I need to do? Do I need to do videos? Do I need to go speak? Do I need to call people? Do I need to go to networking events? Do I need to post on Facebook? Do I need to do a Facebook Live? Do I need to, right? And from a action level, everything works. You just have to find what works for you. I like to tell people that people ask, well, does this work? Does that, should I do that? Everything works. You just have to find what works for you. There are some businesses that are winning on Snapchat right now. Does that mean you're going to go win on Snapchat? No, not if your ideal clients aren't there, right? Speaking. If that's not your thing, you see other people winning with speaking, but you just hate it, just fundamentally hate speaking, but you just love writing. You know how to tell story. You know how to inspire. You know how to move people through writing. Then you're going to win with a money generating activity that includes writing, right? So this is action based, right? This is doing. Because people always want to know, what do I need to do to make money? Do, right? And so this has happened with me in the past. This is happening with some of my clients right now, where they're doing, but the money isn't coming in. And so I want to share a particular client who was giving a specific, from me, I gave her a specific strategy, because when you work with me, I get to see your personality. This is the beauty of being coached, is you have someone who's further along than you, who can look at you, who can see you, who can see in you what you don't see in yourself. It's like a reflection, right? So I give her a specific strategy to take that I know will work for her, just because of what I see that she is. Her personality, her style, her passion, her fire, the way she comes across. Like, I'm seeing all this, and I give her a specific strategy. In this strategy, part of what she's required to do is to invite people in to talk with her. And part of that inviting people in is verbally telling them, or actually, verbally telling them, hey, if you'd like to talk with me about XYZ, then click this link to do it. All right? She has created several videos saying, if you'd like to talk with me, and I've told her specifically what to do, right? Click this link to talk with me. I've given her a specific way. She knows exactly how to do it. And she has never put the link in there for people to contact her. You're supposed to put a link, darling, in there so people can click it if they have interest in connecting with you further beyond what you've already shared. And yet, something as simple as placing the link there, you have not done. Now, it could look like, oh, well, I just forgot. I missed that. I just completely forgot about that. But when we dug into that further, it wasn't that she forgot. It was that she was afraid of people actually coming to her as the expert, trusting in her as the expert, her getting on the phone with folks as the expert, speaking to people as the expert. And keep in mind, expert doesn't mean you have a PhD and you've been doing the work for 30 years. One of my coaches used to always say, to every third grader, a fourth grader is a god, right? To every third grader, a fourth grader is a god. So if you've been on this, let's say you're a spiritual coach, right? Say you're a spirituality coach, right? Or let's say you're a wellness coach, right? And your thing is helping women get fit and feel good, have more energy and get this glowing skin and look fabulous. And let's say you've been doing that for 2 years. To a woman who's just starting that and wants that in her life, you're an expert. So any drama that you may be walking around with I'm not an expert, I cannot claim expertship, that is not me, I want you to get over it, okay? Because you're ahead of whoever you're going to be helping. And there are people ahead of you who have a different level of expertship, right? So this fear of being in power, being in authority, you being in authority, you calling yourself someone who's qualified and good enough to have people come to you and see you as an expert. And then you receiving money into your bank account because you have identified yourself as an expert, you have welcomed yourself as an expert, you have revered yourself as an expert, and folks have come. This is a position of power. And just is so prevalent. I just talked about this one client, but this was me once upon a time. This is a common thing in the entrepreneurial space, let alone coaching, right? Entrepreneurial space, but specifically in the coaching space, where if you have been, and most coaches, most women, it's not even a coaching thing, it's a woman thing for a lot of us, have been out of our power most of our lives, right? Because when we're children, before we really get indoctrinated with what our dad says we should be, and our mom says we should be in the world and the church, right? We're all powerful, right? Then at about 4, 5, 6, 7, things start to shift because we start getting conditioning, right, from our parents and everything. So from that age that the indoctrination starts up until we finally wake up, most of us are really out of our power. We are afraid, we take a back seat, we praise everybody else while we keep ourselves small and hidden and afraid. We look for other people to give us validation. We seek approval. We are afraid to take up any space in the world. This is one of my things, like taking up space in the world. And I want to give you an assignment. Everyone listening, hearing my voice right now, an assignment. I taught this in a video maybe about 2 years or so ago. And I want to give it to you guys before we leave here, but let me finish. And we're out of power. We sit on Facebook and we look at people, we look at everybody else, being awesome and amazing, or pretending to be awesome and amazing, right? We look at our mentors, we look at coaches, we see ourselves as, or we fake it, right? We fake it like we're confident, we fake it like we have answers, like we know. And yet, when it comes time to receive money, when it comes time to, I'm using my phone, but when it comes time to get on the phone with someone, and listen to somebody's problems. Listen to somebody's desires. Listen to a woman tell you about her lack of confidence, her fear of abandonment, her fear of being visible, her fear of being in her power, her fear of public speaking. And you're on the phone with her and you know that you have the goods to help her. You know that you can support her in this, right? And yet, the part of you that is terrified of really revering yourself as someone who's abundantly qualified to support her and say, yes, I can help you. This is how you do it. I've been here. Let's work it out together. And I can show you how to do this. And my package is $3,000. Would you like to take advantage of this? Like really getting into that relationship, having this conversation with someone, and even everything leading up to the conversation, right? Like putting the link out there for people to actually schedule to talk with you, putting who you are unapologetically out there. I had a conversation with a woman Friday, as a matter of fact. And she's like, her thing is in the sex coaching space. And her thing is, well, I can't tell people, and these people don't have money, and I don't want to tell these people and all that. Well, darling, if you are afraid to be who you are unapologetically and to put yourself out there, you might as well give up. You might as well give up. Being unapologetic is power. Being unapologetic is power. So this is about taking up space, taking up physical space. Like I'm opening my legs and I'm sitting here right now, taking up physical space, and then taking up space on the internet. So this is an assignment I want to give everyone listening right now. So, and I taught this on video and people loved it. So this is what it looks like. This is what you need to go do if you struggle with receiving money, if you struggle with being powerful in public, if you struggle with turning on the camera, sitting with people, going somewhere and speaking, really commanding yourself as an authority, as someone who's abundantly qualified to help people and to receive money doing it. This is the exercise for you. So you need to go to a public space, a cafe, a mall, some public space where lots of people are. Position yourself somewhere in that public space where you are literally like in the way, right? So at a cafe, you're in the way. Maybe you're standing by the front door. Maybe you're standing right where the line is, right? Somewhere where you're in the way. Open your legs, put your hands on your hips, and you stand there. You stand there and you feel yourself taking up space. You breathe. Feel yourself taking up space. People are going to look at you. They're going to walk around you. They're going to look you up and down. They're going to wonder, what the hell is she doing? Some people are going to ignore you. They don't matter. What matters is you revering yourself and taking up space. I've given this to several clients in the past. Actually, I've forgotten about it. And I just thought about it as I was here with you now. If you are doing all the right things in your coaching business, if you are working hard, like you think you're on Instagram and you're posting and you're telling people telling random, and you just feel like you're doing it all the right things and you're out there and you're not making money, darling, you have a problem with receiving money. Part of it is probably strategy too. Like you're not actually in an organized way where people see you as an authority, and they're only going to see you as an authority if you see yourself as an authority, because when you see yourself as an authority, you talk differently. You put yourself out there differently when you see yourself as an authority. And so this is just some of the work you need to do, is taking up space. You must learn to take up space. You must learn to see yourself as an authority. You must get clear about your readiness to receive money. And that's pretty easy to do. If you're not receiving it, that means you're not ready to receive it. When a woman is ready to receive money, she starts making money. And so one thing you need to do is you need to take up space. Two, you need to recognize, are you really ready to receive money? So meaning, do you have packages in place? Have you offered those packages? Are you reaching out to people actively to discuss how you can share their services with them? Have you determined the exact way that you're going to be helping people? Or are you all over the place? Are you this today, you're that tomorrow, you're another thing the next day? And so people don't know what you are. They're just like, I see her out there. I see she's doing something, but I don't really know if she can help me. Let me see, this was when I first came out, because I had like retired and some kind of away from coaching. But when I first came back out into the space and I wasn't sure what I was going to do, and I was like, I had this show, it was called Fire Warning, A Peek Inside the Fullness of a Woman, right? Like, that's out there. It was awesome, right? It was called Fire Warning, A Peek Inside the Fullness of a Woman. And I talked about all kinds of stuff. I talked about womanhood and money and sex and shame and entrepreneurship. And it was a great way for me to get to know what my voice was. what I cared about. What were the things that lit me up? What were the things that had me going? What were the, right? So when you're just starting out, like, it's okay to do something that allows you to get to know who you are for a little bit, but that's something that needs to have a defined container, meaning like it's going to be 30 days and that's it, or 2 weeks or whatever, you make up that time frame. Then you have to pick what you want to be known for. You know, I've talked about this a lot, about masculine and feminine structures. You have to have both in your business to have business. Money is a masculine thing. Let me be more clear about that. The creation and sustainability of money has a masculine component. Your ability to create, to be in flow, to receive, these are all feminine components. So you need to be able to engage with all of these. If you want to be all over here working hard and grinding and hustling, like, you're going to burn out. That's not going to last. Then you can't be over here, miss, laying on the beach under the sun with your grapes and your sarong and your feminine flow. And like, you're not going to make sustainable money doing that either. You need both. You must have both. So I started off just doing this, it was called Fire Warning Inside the Fullness of a Woman is what it was called. And I talked about all these different topics, and it was a great way for me to discover my voice. And I recommend you do the same thing. Then it was like really time for me to get clear about what I wanted to be known for. I was really, really ready to start making large amounts of money. And this is what I mean by, when you're ready, you do what it takes to get out there. When you're not ready, you hang over in la la land, just still, painting the walls and exploring and let me see, this feels good. This seems like, kind of like this 5-year-old kind of behavior, which has a place, but you need to know when to cut that off and to get into grounded reality around what it takes to make money, okay? So then after having all these conversations with all these women and getting clear on my voice and ready to make money, like, you have to be on purpose about making money. It's not an accident. You're not going to make $1,000 and $2,000 on an accident. $2,000, $3,000, $5,000, $20,000 on an accident. You guys, I make 5 figures a month, easy. It's nothing. It's not even a big deal. And it's not that I'm not grateful. It's not like, oh, it means nothing. It means like there's no drama around it. It's not like, oh my God, how am I going to make $20,000 this month? My Facebook ads alone is $3,000 a month. Just my Facebook ads alone is $3,000 a month. So you have to make making money a priority. You have to make making money and serving people a priority. So when I got really real about making money, and I had already done this research about my voice and all that, I said, Naima, what's the thing? Like, what is it? And it kept coming back to this healing sexual shame, healing sexual trauma. It kept coming back to this, a woman coming into her power, overcome this sexual trauma. It just kept coming back to that. And it lit me up. And I was excited about it. And I was always excited about it. It wasn't something that I was just excited about today and, lukewarm about. It was something I was sustainably excited about. It was something that I had experience with, I knew. And so I decided my whole thing, everything, my language, my branding, my everything was all going to be about heal sex shame, nothing else, nothing. I was not going to confuse people. I was not going to dilute. I was not going to wake up on some emotional tirade and decide that today is something else. If I didn't feel like it, my hair wasn't right, if I felt like, what the hell am I going to talk about? I kept it at heal sex shame. And believe me, this is hard for us creative types, for us visionary types, especially if you're used to being all over the place and not making money. It's hard to organize yourself and to respect your time, your expertise and everything, to choose and to stick with the thing that you choose. I know how hard that is, and you have to do it. Now, I've heard some people say you don't have to choose, and they'll tell you, like, keep all this other stuff on the back burner and put your main thing. Like, you hear all these different things. I'm telling you what has worked for me and the women who have won working with me is that they pick one specific thing. And you can play around for a minute, and meaning with the agreement that you're not going to make much money, especially when you're brand new, because nobody knows what you're about. Like if you've been, like right now, I could come out and start talking about something different because I'm known for opulent living now. I'm known for more than enough, 6 figures, etc. But that's because I've built that. Before I built this, it was all about heal, sex, shame, heal, sex, shame, heal, sex, shame, heal, sex, shame. Like women would literally come to one of my Facebook groups, like a friend referred me because she told me you're about healing sexual trauma. You're about healing sexual trauma. So there was like, no, like it was clear what I was about. So if a woman was dealing with this sexual trauma thing, this sexual shame thing, I was her woman. Like she was picking me. So she could lean in, listen to me and be like, oh my God, this woman knows what she's talking about. She sees me, she gets me, she knows me. Can we talk? That's how you start getting serious about making money. Then you make money. Now, there's a lot more to this. I know there's a hell of a lot more to this. And listen, if you want to connect with me around getting clear on your language and this, look, if you're not ready to start making money, then obviously don't reach out to me. This is for you if you are ready to start making money. You've already been throwing spaghetti at the wall. You've been going in circles. You've been trying this and trying that. This is if you're ready to make money. Okay? Or if you recognize that there's some kind of thing that's blocking you from making money, but yet you really are serious about making money. You just don't know what the thing is that has you not making money. Okay? Then I want you to feel welcome to reach out to us. And you do that by sending an email to questions@theopulentlife.com. questions@theopulentlife.com. And we'll have a opulent living call to discuss where you are. Like, what's your hang up? What have you been doing? What do you want to do? Right? It's just, that's a big one. Like, what do you want to do versus what you're trying to force yourself to do? What comes naturally to you? How much money do you want to make? And looking at what your money blocks are. One last thing. I did a webinar last week and I listed maybe 5 or 6 things that kept me broke as a coach. And one of them was the fear of responsibility, like being in full responsibility for my life. When I say being in full responsibility, meaning every single action or lack of action that I was taking was fueling my results. And at the time, I was saying I wanted to make money. I'd be like, gosh, I want to make money, frustrated. I'm sick and tired of saying I can't afford it, etc. But I wasn't willing to choose the thing that I wasn't willing to. There was a level of respect that comes with choosing and making a clear decision that this is how you're going to move forward versus this, well, I'm feeling this and I'm feeling that. And I want to do this. I want to do that. And there's a level of like maturehood in choosing and saying that, especially when you have a gift. Like I had been on this whole healing sexual trauma thing for over 15, 20 years. So it was natural. Like if you have a natural gift, something that you know that you're skilled at, and choose that. Like make your money doing the thing you know how to do. I mean, I made over $100,000. My first $100,000 was strictly helping women heal sexual trauma. Strictly. There was no opulent living. So this is the evolution of business. Like you will change. But at the time, I was not willing to take full responsibility. I was not willing to do things that, it's like, I wanted to do what I had always been doing and somehow think I was going to miraculously create a 6-figure business. It doesn't work. You have to be on purpose, and then it's just louder every day online. It's just loud. The coaching industry is the second fastest growing industry in the world behind technology. Do you know that? The coaching industry is the second fastest growing industry behind technology. Do you know how fast that is? Do you know how fast it's growing? How many coaches are coming in every single day? So if you're talking about this one day and this another day and that another day, people don't know how to choose you. They're already bombarded with a bunch of stuff. So you need to choose one specific thing. What is it going to be? Is it helping single moms find a husband? Is it helping new moms lose that last 20 pounds of baby weight? Is it, right? You get my point? Is it helping coaches cross the 6-figure mark in 18 months or less? You see the specificity? Mine was helping women heal sexual trauma and live a life of freedom. And then I would plug in what freedom meant. Freedom meant freedom in your body. Freedom meant able to receive love and attention from men. Freedom meant being able to relax while you were getting your pussy licked. Freedom meant being able to be seen and make eye contact without freaking out. Like, this was my thing. It was all about helping women heal sexual trauma so they could be free. Helping women heal sexual trauma so they could be free. Then it was like helping women heal sexual trauma so they could receive money. Helping women heal sexual trauma, right? So what's your thing? What's your thing, darling? And if you have any resistance behind picking a thing, you want to look at how much fear you have around being in power, because that's a powerful position, because basically you're taking the throne, so to speak. When you're saying, this is what I'm known for, this is what I do, it's a taking of the throne. You see what I mean? That is power. I'm telling you, this money thing has so many horns and what's the word? Not horns. Thorns. Has so many thorns to it, and little prickly things that, you think it's one thing and you start digging, and it's hard to dig by yourself, which is why I love money and power. Money and power. Money and power. Like, when you know how to make money, you're not worried about Trump. When you know how to make money, you're not worried about Trump. You're not worried about immigration. You're not worried about just all this crap that's going on in the world. Because when I say making money, I mean create your own economy. Meaning it's no big deal to you to go out and make $20,000 this month, $50,000, whatever the number is. Plug in yours, $2,000, $5,000. I mean, like, you might feel some sadness because of, the hit on democracy. False democracy on some levels. But anyway, that's a whole other thing, right? But like, so you might feel some sadness, you might feel some fear for other reasons, but it's definitely not economic, because you recognize that you have the power to create your own economy. So that wraps it up for today. Not making money because you're afraid of making money, and digging into what that fear is. If you're taking all the action and you're not making the money, you have some kind of fear of power. Some kind of fear of what it will mean if you are in possession of money, let alone large amounts of money. So I want to reiterate, we are going to have themes for the month of February. This month's theme is all about breaking through, money breakthrough, money breakthrough. See, here's an example of specificity. I'm modeling it right here, right now. This week is all about money breakthrough. Next week is all about living in Paris, or at least visiting Paris, because 7 weeks in Paris is part of the 6-figure system. And that's all about next week, living in Paris, and basically the freedom to live where you wish. So those are the structures for this week and next week. And then the following week, I'll decide and I'll announce it. But this is where you want to be. I'm here on the business page every Monday, same time, same place, 12 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. UK. And so this week is all about money breakthroughs, but I'm going to be in the group a lot talking about money breakthroughs. And I haven't decided how much I'm going to be here on the business page, because I really want to connect with people who have demonstrated. You're welcome, Jasmine. I really want to connect with people who have demonstrated that they want to be closer in the group. So if you're not already in the private group on Facebook, go to Facebook and search for Opulent Living with Naima Singletary. And next week, I told you what that topic is going to be. And feel welcome to be in touch. Questions at theopulentlife.com. Listen, you're not going to make it alone. And I'm not saying that because I want you to hire me. You can go hire somebody else. Like, I got so many leads coming in every month. I mean, I'm going to make money. My business is going to grow. Like, it's not even about that. I struggled, and I've told you guys this repeatedly, and I'm going to keep saying it. I struggled for a long time because I was doing it by myself. I really believed, you're welcome, Royce. I really believed that I could do it by myself. I really did. Like, I really was just like, let me just go to this webinar. I would show up to free shit like this, like how you're on this free thing right here. I would go to some seminar. I would do all these things. Because I really, I was raised by a single mother who we moved like 4 times by the time I was 18. So I watched her hustle. Yeah. that was what I was modeled to me. Hustle, hustle. She never asked for help. She never received help. So I copied that when I came into the entrepreneurial space. And when I became a coach, I was working hard, not receiving help, not asking for help. Like I was dedicated to doing it alone. Like I know a lot of you are doing it all by yourself. You're reading books, ebooks, and going to free webinars and some $10 networking event, and right, you're doing all this stuff and you're not making any progress. You're still confused. You're still procrastinating. You're still not knowing what your ideal client is. You're still not sure how to package. You're still not sure how to put yourself out there. You're still not sure. Do you need to be on Snapchat? Do you need to be all over the place? And so what I'm telling you is that if you know that you need help and you resonate with the opulent living and what we're about, which is fighting for the life of your dreams, fighting for the life of your dreams. This is what this is about. Freedom of choice. You get freedom of choice when you fight for the life of your dreams. Bottom line. And so if that's you, if you're ready to be supported at a high level and you're ready to give your whole self to your coaching business, then you need to be in touch with us. And I mean that. Us or somebody else who you resonate with. It doesn't have to be us. But if you resonate with us, be in touch with us. Send an email to questions@theopulentlife.com. questions@theopulentlife.com, and we will schedule an opulent living call with you to look at where you are, like financially, your lifestyle, what your day-to-day looks like, what marketing you're doing or not doing, how you're feeling, your frustrations, your challenges. Look at where you want to go, like how much money you want to make a month, why aren't you making it, where you want to live, what do you want your business to look like? How do you want to work with clients? We're going to look at all that. Then we're going to look at what's in the middle and to see if we can help you and how we want to work together. Like if it's a good fit, because it's really important that we're a good fit. So in the Opulent Living call, that's what we'll discuss when you send an email to questions@theopulentlife.com. So if you're not already inside of the private Facebook group, go to search for Opulent Living with Naima Singletary, and we'll be happy to welcome you into that group this week so you can hear more about how to break through your money blocks. And then comment. If you have a money block, comment. We want to support you with that. And we'll take it from there, okay? Lots of love from Patty. It's evening here for us, and I am going to go rest. Lots of love. Bye-bye.